Are you looking for an effective way to get your dual sport motorcycle tires off the ground so you can work on it, especially the front tire? On today's video, I'm going to show you my go-to stand when I need to get my bike in the air. It's easy to use and it's mostly affordable. So stick around and I'll show you just how easy it is to use. As always, please like, subscribe, and leave me a comment on what stand you use. Here it is, my go-to stand. This is a Trackside aluminum motocross stand. So the reason I bought this was I needed a solution for picking up the front of my bike. I needed to change my front tire. And the only thing I had at the time was my Harbor Freight trusty rear wheel stand, which wouldn't work for the front tire. So at the same time, I had a local cycle gear open up near me, and I decided to go down there and check out and see what they had. I saw this stand there and I decided to give it a try. Worst case scenario, if it didn't work out, I just return it for a refund. Little did I know how effective this little stand would become. I started doing everything with it, from changing the front tire, changing the rear tire, washing the bike, lubing and cleaning the chain. So it essentially retired my Harbor Freight rear wheel stand. So another cool thing about this stand is it's like maybe 5 pounds. It's lightweight. It's a small footprint. I can throw it in my truck when I'm going on a trip and I'm taking my bike, hauling my bike. I can throw it in the truck and take it with me. So essentially how this thing works is you would pick your bike up, take it off the side stand, and you would slide this under where your skid plate would be. And you take your foot, and while holding the bike at the handlebars, you push down with your foot, and it essentially locks it up in place. So this effectively lifts both front and rear tires off the ground. And you can adjust it back and forth on the skid plate if you want the rear on the ground or the front on the ground. You can kind of play with that. It has a release over here. You hit with your foot and brings it down like that. So specs on this thing, it has a 350-pound weight limit, which I may or may not have exceeded once or twice. Let's see, I've got some notes on it. It's got a rubber top here, that anti-skid top that sticks. It's aluminum powder coated frame. Oh, it does, I guess one of the most important things to tell you about it, it has 2 lifting heights. I have it on the lowest one. The lifting height on the low setting here is 11.5, and when you pick it all the way up, the top here is at 16 inches. There's a bracket, another spacer that goes here that I had to take out to get it to drop down this low. If it comes pre-assembled with that spacer in it, so it gives you another 1.5 inches of lift. Now when that spacer's in it, it sits about right there, it lifts this up. So if you don't have enough ground clearance to slide it under your skid plate, then you have to take that spacer out and it drops it down another 1.5 inches. That's what I had to do for my DRZ 400. Let's see what else. So those are the 2 main things. 350-pound weight limit, has 2 lifting heights. The cost on these, I looked them up recently. They're $79.99, $80. So I don't know. Compared to a lot of other stands out there, I've seen them quite a bit more. So when I come back, I'm going to actually demo this on my DRZ 400 so you can see me actually pick the bike up with it and how stable it actually is. All right, so stick around. I'll be right back. Oh, real quick. There are a few safety concerns with this. You always want to make sure you're on solid level ground when attempting to lift your bike with this. And also, you never want to sit on the bike when it's in the lifted position. So if you forget them, there's a little sticker here on the stand that reminds you of that clearly. So that's all. So stick around. We'll be right back. Okay, we are back. It's time to show you how I use this stand. So to get started, first what I want to do is I want to grab the motorcycle by the handlebars and lift it upright like this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the kickstand up. I'm going to move the stand over. I'm going to balance the bike and I'm going to slide it under. Okay, so I know where I like to put this stand because I've used it so much to get both tires off the ground. So what I'm going to do is hold on to the handlebar, put one hand on the seat, and then I'm going to push down on the pedal. And there it is. I like that. There, voila. So I like to give it a little jiggle, make sure everything's okay. As you can see, the front tire is off the ground, rear tire is off the ground, and you can work on it. Now, depending on where you put this stand, if I were to have put it under the skid plate a little further back toward the rear wheel, it would have lifted the rear wheel off the ground more and allowed the front wheel to set on the ground. And vice versa, if I had to put it toward the front wheel, it would have lifted the front wheel off the ground and put the rear wheel back on the ground. So I have it in the balance point right here. You'll have to play around with it, and when you move it, it's going to be very slight to change the balancing points on this. So you have to play with it and figure out where on the bike that you have to put it to achieve what you want to do. So right now I have it perfectly balanced, so both wheels are off the ground. So now to get this down, there's a little lever on the side here. What you want to do, just the opposite. You want to put one hand on the handlebar, one hand on the seat, and you're going to take your foot and you're going to push down on this lever right here. You probably can't see it, but there's a little lever right there, and you just push down and the bike will drop back to the ground. Now, make sure you're holding it when you do this. There it is. And just remove the stand, kickstand back down, and there it is. And that's how you use this stand. If you have a dual sport motorcycle or a motorcycle that weighs less than 350 pounds, I highly recommend this stand. What I like most about this stand is its ease of use and how effective it is at lifting both front and rear tires off the ground. So really, that's all I got to say about this. So if you like this video and you'd like to see more content like this, please like and subscribe. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you thought. Let me know what you might want to see. And that's it for now. I'll see you next time. Bye.